In Star Wars, there's a lot of sad things that happen, a lot of exciting things that happen, a lot of things that might anger us. But tonight, we're talking about the lighter side. Let's talk about our top 5 funny moments.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everyone, welcome back to another top 5-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah,
I'm Drew.
and we are back after a couple of weeks. It's been a while because we took a week off
Hey,
for
we weren't
Christmas.
here last week.
Huh?
We weren't here last week.
No, I was busy at work doing stuff. Last week was the Survivor finale, so I had to watch that when I got home.
Oh man, did you survive?
They all survived. But how was your Christmas?
It was good. It's still not quite done yet.
That's right. You got a gigantic family, so
We do my family on Saturday, but yeah, it was fun. It was fine.
cool.
Trying
Did
to
you get
think.
everything you wanted for Christmas so
I didn't
far?
get anything
That you wanted, or you didn't get anything at all?
at all.
Oh, dang.
Well, I lied. I bought my wife a camera on Black Friday though, and then she bought me a kayak on Black Friday. So
Dang, you could have just gave me some money for that camera of mine that you still have, and you could have called it even.
yeah, you're not
I
wrong.
don't think I'm ever going to get that camera back.
I forget that we still have that thing.
Yeah, my Christmas was short and sweet. Did a quick
Quick.
Saturday night shindig,
Oh yeah.
and
What did you do?
then, huh?
Went over to your friend's place
No,
or your actual family? Your actual family?
What do you mean? Are you surprised I meet with my family for Christmas?
Well, you don't meet with them for Thanksgiving, so I don't know.
Well, because they do all the. Nobody cares about Thanksgiving. But
You and my wife
Yep.
are on the same page on that one.
But yeah, so that was Saturday night.
That's cool.
And then Sunday, Christmas Day, just a friend from church had some of us over.
Oh, so you actually went out?
Yeah, I took the bus on Christmas Day to a friend's house.
How many people were on that bus? Was it packed? Did it feel normal, or was it like?
No, it was only. I was like me and one other person.
Yeah, that poor bus driver.
I had to take 2 buses to get there. That's how far it was.
Oh wow!
But yeah, so we just had like a breakfast for lunch thing, and then we played
cool.
board games and stuff. So
Oh sweet!
yeah, it was a fun
sounds
time.
dope.
Small group of us. But,
No, we just opened presents. We had fun, food, and Miles opened presents. He got a bunch of Paw Patrol stuff. That's what he's really into right now. So
fun.
yeah, he has Paw Patrol slippers with the dogs coming out of the slippers, and he has not took them off in 3 days, and his feet probably smell horrible. But
Gross.
no,
He sleeps with them on, dude.
he will not take them off,
Bro, you gotta take those off while he's sleeping, so he doesn't
He-
even know.
He throws a fit when we try to take him off, and then his bed is he got a whole bed set, so he's wanting to sleep in his own bed, which is kind of nice. He stops crawling in the bed with mom and dad, so he can actually sleep in his own bed.
Right.
So yeah, just
Fun.
a bunch of Paw Patrol toys and stuff.
Fun.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about Christmas. We're here to talk about top 5 funny moments, which is a top 5 we should have done a long time ago, but
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't.
right. Well, I should have jumped the gun because we should go over to Q&A because we had a Q&A from the favorite Star Wars quotes episode where I ask people their favorite quotes. So we got some people's
Oh.
favorite quotes. So let's see. Addie says, Omega, you never have to go back to Camino. Promise? I promise. So Hunter and Omega conversation.
Because it blew up. But anyways.
R.I.P. Dazdor says, I should have had this one on my list. I'm so mad because I like quoting this to myself because I think it's so great. But be careful not to choke on your aspirations, director. Dude, I love that one so funny because he's choking him. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's a good one.
James L. Patton says, they fly now?
That's a funny moment.
Nate
Not on my
Keeney.
list.
I believe it's Nate Keeney because it used to be Nate Keeney and it says Nate K here, but it has like his image is Texas. And Nate is from Texas. So I'm thinking it's Nate Keeney. Says, permission to jump in an X-Wing and blow something up. What is that? What is that from? Is that like a Rebels thing?
I don't know.
Nate,
help us out.
I don't know. I can't. Chat, what is that from? Then Steven Katsiski. No, Cats. I can't. I don't know. Cats. It's. I don't know. I can't spell his last name. I don't know if it's his last name. Katzikis. Maybe that's how you say it. He says, you could kill me, but you'll never destroy me. It takes strength to resist the dark side. Only the weak embrace it. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I looked that quote up, and it's him talking to Maul in the Clone Wars just before he kills Satine.
So the chat said that was Poe, they believe.
Oh, that is episode 8.
Oh,
I do remember that now. Because Leia was like, you're not allowed to fly a ship anymore. And then crap hits the fan and was like, permission to jump in my
X-Wing. Yeah.
She's like, permission granted. And then Crow Crazy, which is Cody from the Discord. I'm just a simple man making his way through the galaxy. So those are the ones from the Q&A. So that's fun. I'm still mad that I didn't have that be careful not to choke on your aspirations, director.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But, so that was Dazdor. He just posted a picture the other day, I think it was on Christmas Day, of a brand new computer that he bought himself for Christmas. A fancy one, so he's doing his video editing. He's like, rather than taking like 4 minutes or whatever to do a single frame of rendering, he can do it in 10 seconds now. So I'm excited for Dazdor's
stuff.
He's going to be pushing out some good stuff because he seems
you never watched New Girl, right?
No.
Okay. I just, there was a funny moment. If you know, you know. But in New Girl, they meet Prince and they like freak out because they meet the singer Prince. And it's a really funny scene when they meet him and they freak out. And someone did a Lego, like a Dazdor Lego style over it, and it was hilarious. And I just watched it today.
By the way, are you getting little wavelengths on Zencastr?
I don't have Zencastr up. Yes, very little.
Okay, because I don't see any lines at all on mine. So hopefully we're recording.
You're good on my end for you too.
Okay, good. That's good to hear. But anyway, top 5 funny moments.
Top 5.
I gotta ask you. So, like, when I did mine, like, I tried to come up with a list that, like, the things were purposefully meant to be funny, not just moments that are memeable or find funny.
I did not do that.
So you just took
I did a little bit of both. Like, there's a couple on my list that are like, they were funny moments, and there's a couple on there that
just meme moments.
They're funny moments now.
Okay, because like I was like
a little bit of both.
Because like we already did meme moments like a couple months ago, whatever that was, or last summer or whatever. I can't remember how long ago it was. And I was like, no, I want to do like moments that were meant to be funny. And I think
there's only 2 on my list that aren't. They're like meme moments, or they're like moments that we always laugh and we like mention in the podcast. But
Right.
everything else is actually supposed to be like a funny scene.
Okay.
So I didn't go too hard on it.
And I know, okay, this was really hard for me, my list, because I can't remember. I know there's so many things in Clone Wars I probably thought was funny, and Rebels,
I did not even touch that stuff
and
because it's so hard to remember that stuff.
like Mandalorian stuff. I can't even remember. There's so many things I know that I'm missing. And this is a list that would definitely change. Just like my quote list would probably change if we did it, if I watched more stuff.
Like the Mandalorian, I know there's funny moments in that,
Right.
but I just can't remember.
Right.
Like when the monkey lizard is getting cooked and the other one's pointing, is that supposed to be a funny moment, or is that like
no, that's supposed to be funny?
Yeah,
because that was intentional. But like, yeah, like I said, I didn't do any meme moments. Well, okay, that's not true. The one of them is something that's memed a lot, but it's also meant to be funny, so that counts on my list. So
there's something that I'm trying for some reason. It's not letting me share it on Instagram. It's like the Palpatine scene when what's his name, like with all the other Jedi's, like talk to Palpatine for the first time and say like he's under arrest.
yeah,
But like the writing is like mom and dad, and then it's like melatonin and stuff, and then it's like trying to put my toddler to sleep, and your toddler's like Palpatine. And it was so funny. Like that was such my life last night. It was so funny. Yeah.
Was it really funny in real life though?
It wasn't too bad. Like
Oh, okay.
Stephanie was just like tired and ready to go to bed at like 9, and Miles was like, we stayed up way too much on like Christmas Day.
Right.
So he stayed up until like 1 in the morning. So
1 in the morning. What?
his sleeping schedule was like way off. So it's kind of one of those things where it was like trying to get him back to go to bed at 8, and it's just not it yet. But yeah,
Yeah, my sleep schedule is all screwed up too because I was like went into work extra early like every day last week, so I was going to bed early, and then I had my back issues, so it was making it even harder. So this is like I'm super tired now,
and it's like 8.
Yeah,
it's like your bedtime right now, and it
is, dude. So
that's funny.
Let's get going on this.
Yeah,
so who wants to go first? Drew,
I'll
you
go
go first. Number
Okay.
5.
Funny Star Wars moment. My number 5 is a quote, and it is, well, it's a quote, but a funny moment. Did you know that wasn't me?
I almost had that on my list.
K2SO.
K2SO Rogue
They
One.
killed the other one, the other K2 droid, and it was this. Yeah, that was a really funny moment. Like I remember watching it in the theaters, and I was laughing at that point.
Yeah, there was. I was trying to think of other ones from that movie, like to put in there.
It was like another one is when he grabs her and throws her on the ground and like, we're here to rescue you. Like that part was super funny too.
And I feel like all the funny moments that I was thinking of, if I was going to take one from that, were all K2 ones, which is kind of funny. So I'm glad that you put that in there because I do not have a Rogue One in mind. So I'm happy you got one.
I actually have one from episode 8.
Oh, dang.
Kind of controversial.
I think I might know what it is, but I won't spoil it.
Okay. No.
All right.
So yeah, that was my number 5. I like that moment. It was funny.
All right. Mine. Now, like, there was no funny moments in this show, but from Andor, my number 5 is, I think it was, no. You would rage quit if I said that.
I would.
You're crying so much.
Like, wait, hold on. We said we were doing memeable moments. What are you talking?
So I think it was from like the 3rd episode. It's when those Cyril Karn and all those like his Goonies come to the town or whatever, and they're holding on hostage, and like there's the clanging, and then like Marva, the old lady, the mom, is being held in her house, and there's the 2 guards there, and there's like trying to figure out what's going on with this clanking, and she's like, the scary part's not the clanking, it's when the clanking stops that you need to be worried. And they both look, and like, what happens when it stops clanging? And she just straightens up in her seat, leans left, and doesn't say anything, and then they start like looking at each other like, "What's gonna happen?" I thought that was
Oh yeah, that was
she
a
got
funny.
in their heads.
She
It was
made
so
them second guess everything in life in that moment.
they were just
That
like
was a
so
good moment.
scared, and they didn't
Yeah.
even know. And then later on, a few minutes later, when the clinging stops, it's super scary and super like eerie, and
And they
it would
were like
freaking out
saying,
like what's gonna
yeah.
happen? Something's gonna jump out. But yeah, that was my number 5. That was a funny moment. All right, what is your?
Number 4, Chewie eating a porg.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say was on your
Oh really? I
for
thought you were
yeah.
gonna
Cause I almost had that on mine too, but I was
really.
like,
I like it was. I was like looking at like suggested lists, and that was on it. But then like the number one on that the list I found was when Luke threw the lightsaber.
yeah, I saw that
I'm
list
like,
too. I
that was not a funny moment at all.
yeah,
That
that was
made me
that. I'm
mad.
angry.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? That's a funny moment. That is not a funny moment. That was like a joke going into that movie to myself, like, oh, what if Luke just threw it over his back? And then he actually did it. And then that was the start of it, the end for that movie for me. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, that I just thought that was there's two reasons why I think that's funny. One, because it is a funny moment, and the other pork is like looking at him with his big old eyes, and it's cute and it's really funny. Second part is because that's how I feel about that movie. You just gotta eat everything about that movie.
gotta
Just like
eat everything about that movie.
destroy it. Just destroy it.
Oh,
And Ryan Johnson ate all of his writing skills in that movie too. But
okay.
so yeah, that's my
Yeah, I considered having that on my list too, but I was like, nah, there's too many other ones that are way better for me.
yeah.
All
Yeah, that's my
right.
number 4.
So next one, my number 4, it's from Attack of the Clones.
Ooh.
It's when Padme and Anakin are being brought into the arena to get tied
Oh.
up,
Mm-hmm.
and Anakin was like, we relayed the message to the council, like you said, talking to Obi-Wan, and then we decided to come rescue you. And then Obi-Wan's like, good job.
That was a really funny moment.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. And then just kind of like a shout out to like I know Andrew likes that later in a few minutes, but like he's like Anakin's like, well, what are we gonna do? And that's when Padme's climbing up the thing, and
Oh yeah, and
Obi-Wan's
he's
like, well, Padme's on the top of things.
yep. That was a funny moment.
Yeah, so that was
That's a good one.
I think about that. Good job. Like just the way he says it's like
Mm-hmm.
super annoyed, but also like a
Like,
jab at him, and it's just like now we're all gonna
you
die
did a really
because.
good job at this. Yeah.
But if he didn't come, Obi Wan would have gotten killed by one of those
He did
guys.
rescue him technically.
Yeah, the Jedi Council wouldn't have gotten there in time. So cool.
Yep. Alrighty. We're already on number 3. Now this wasn't supposed to be a funny moment. At least we're told it wasn't supposed to be a funny moment.
Yeah.
But it is. It's one that we mention a lot on the podcast. And we sometimes have to stop mentioning it because we mention it. It's Anakin in the sand moment.
Oh, the sand quote.
Mm-hmm. It's just,
Yeah.
it's
Is that
just,
funny or is that just awkward?
it's so awkward. It's funny.
We need to do top 5 awkward Anakin Padme moments.
We need a top 10. There's too many, bro. You can't do top 5. But I don't know. That moment is so just cringe that it's funny. And we mention it a lot. And there's so many memes out there about that moment. And also, it's just like part of our podcast where if we can say it, especially if Andrew's on it, we can say it somehow to Andrew and he gets all riled up about it. He hates it. It makes the episode so good. And you listeners, longtime listeners, understand that moment. So yeah, I had to put that one in there.
Yeah,
And it
so
was actually on a top 5 funny, like, or top 20 Star Wars funny list too. It was actually on
yeah.
that list, which I was like, okay, that's kind of
Yeah, so last week Like I saw an image, and then I guess it was a single image I saw on Facebook, and then I saw on Instagram like a group posting of like four of them, but like it was an AI generated art. Anakin, like from episode 3, down in the sand, and then a bunch of Padawans with shovels are pouring sand on him,
Oh
and
heck no!
Anakin's crying, like, and then like there's like other like renditions of it, like of him just getting attacked by sand, like Padawans with shovels and sand. It's kind of funny.
Dude, they should do that with the Padawan that asks Anakin, "What do we do?" And then another one should be like, "We throw sand at him. That's how we defeat him."
Funny.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So yeah, that's my number 3.
My number 3 is from the Clone Wars, and it's from the episode when Maul and Savage go to, because like Maul like recruits a bunch of Hondo's pirates, and he goes to like Hondo's lair, and like Obi-Wan and I forget the other Jedi like, go to like intercept. And so it's like there's a big epic fight of like Maul and Savage versus Obi-Wan, like the tunnels and stuff. And Hondo, he convinces his former the people that betray him to come and join him. And so Maul defeats Savage, or Obi-Wan beats Savage, and Maul and Savage are running to escape. And the pirates run outside the caves at the same time, and Maul is like, finally, guys, like, help me, like, we're getting out of here, like, or kill Obi-Wan or whatever. And Hondo is like, no, they're back with me, blah, blah, blah. And then they all, like, point their guns at Maul, and Maul looks at Hondo, and he's like, you're going to pay for your insolence. And then Hondo is like, ha, 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 we're pirates. We don't even know what that word means.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's so funny. I laugh every time I think about that. And it's just like, so Hondo, like, insolence?
Dude,
We don't even know what that means. We're pirates.
Probably
Like,
so many Hondo moments like
right.
that I didn't even like think about.
I know.
Like, yeah, that's.
Well, there's one from like Rebels where like they recruit Hondo, and they talk about like the money, and like Zeb is like, oh, and then we'll split the profits. And Hondo's like, that's a classic. I don't know, Hondo. Yeah, he's way funnier in Rebels, I think, than he is in Clone Wars.
Well,
yeah, first he's kind of more like serious when we first introduced him, and then he gets a little bit funny. But in Rebels, he's
just a funnier character.
Yeah, is he funny like at Galaxy's Edge?
No,
he just kind of like,
because he like describes what the mission you're going on with, like the Millennium Falcon. Like it's not really like. I think he probably says some like one-liners, but like not like dying. You're not in line dying laughing from what the puppets Hondo said or whatever.
Right.
Animatronic of Hondo.
Right. All right. What's your number 2?
My number 2. I like this one a lot, and I laugh a lot when I think about this one.
Yeah.
Is that's not how the Force works. Like I just loved how like Han said that to Finn, but like previously his character was like he didn't even care about the Force at all, and then now he's at the point in his life where he's changed his whole perspective, and then he's criticizing someone like that says like something this like I don't even know what Finn said in that moment. Like what was he mentioning? You know,
well, it was like they're trying to like break into the base, and he's like, well, Han was like, well, what was your position here? He's like, oh, sanitation. Like, what? Sanitation? Like, we're the galaxy is depending on us. Da, 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 da. Well, how are we gonna do this? And Finn's like, the Force. That's not how the Force works.
Yeah, like, oh, this is so good. That was so funny how like Han said that. So yeah, I
I
don't
do
know.
like that
I like
about
that
Han.
moment.
Like you're right about how Han had that whole big perspective change and understanding. Like he gets things now that he didn't, 30, 35 years earlier.
Well, and like he's literally like facing his kid.
Right.
Like, if you really think deep about this situation, it's like pretty dramatic. Like I
Right.
can't imagine like, I'm gonna go to war and the galaxy, the world. Let's put it in the perspective of the world. The world depends on me and this random guy who I thought was more higher up than he was. And I'm facing my child because he's evil and he's like a dictator and an evil person, and I'm going up against him, and this guy's has no idea what any of this means. Yeah, it's a pretty like if you really think about it, it's pretty dramatic. Like, so yeah, I don't know. That moment is just so funny. Like in the theaters too. Like it was just a good moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you've I wonder like when if for people like that was their first Star Wars movie that they watch, like if they thought that was as funny as we think it's as funny.
Probably not.
Right.
I
I
don't
feel
know. We
like
should ask, like
if you have
Addie.
all those that history of being into Star Wars, and then yeah,
We should ask like Addie or Lucy. Did they get that moment right away? Like they get it now, but like,
right.
I don't know.
Yep. All right. Cool. Cool. But we're on number 2, right? Yeah.
Yep. Number
So my
two.
number 2 is also from the Clone Wars, and so there's an episode where Obi-Wan and Anakin are escorting Duchess Satine to Coruscant to give a speech.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I remember that one.
and so this is the first time Obi-Wan has seen Satine in
Mhm.
however many years, like 20 years or
Do
something.
we know that they were a thing yet?
Well, this is when we learn in this episode we
Oh,
learn
we
that.
learn it in this episode. Okay.
Right. Or at least this arc. It's like a 3-episode
Yeah,
arc or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So I think this is the first time this is the first Mandalorian arc that we get in the Clone Wars, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
It's like season 2.
Dang, was
But
it really that early?
yeah, definitely season 2. And so they're on the ship, and so they have this scene where they disagree with each other, and they're just like arguing and like taking jabs at each other, and it's super awkward. And like you just there's this moment where Anakin is there in the room in the back, and it's like they're like yelling at each other, and he's making these weird comments to each other, and Anakin's just like he's looking, and he's like this is like little like looks up and like makes like a weird face, like what the heck is going on here? Like it's just
Yeah,
like
like
it's just super awkward. And he's like he doesn't understand what's going on. Like I've
mhm.
never heard this Satine chick. Like why are you doing this? Like randomly like making fun of each other and like hating on each other. I don't know. It's just like an awkward, funny. That's the expression that they give Anakin, like when he just
Yeah.
like pulls his head back and like turns and looks and like squints, and, like what the heck is going on? And then like he like asks them in the elevator, like what's going on? Or something. It's like, nothing's going on. It's kind of funny. I like that scene a lot. It's just super awkward and funny.
It's like when you like you have a friend and they never talked about a girl, and then they start talking to that girl, and you're like, wait, who? What? Like you've been in a situation where you're like, what is going on? Like they're too friendly, and they have a cadence that only a relationship would have, but you didn't know about that. Like, yeah,
Right.
that's funny.
Yeah. Well, before we jump into our number 1, we might as well take a quick coffee break. And Obi-Wan and Satine should have sat down with a cup of coffee and talked things over. But they didn't.
Nope.
But if you're having any awkward relationship issues at home with your spouse or significant other or anything like that, well, what better way to, you know, sweep things under the rug, as the kids would say, and mend your problems by just sitting down with a cup of coffee and talking things over. So if you want to do that and you want to do it for a cheap price, You don't want to pay full price while having this difficult conversation. If you want to feel good about yourself because you save some money buying some coffee, well, we got a deal for you. Take a listen to our sponsor, Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. I'm pleased to tell you that the sponsor of today's episode is Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. If you don't know anything about Wesley Andrews, you definitely should. They're an award-winning coffee roaster and shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they make fantastic coffee. The awesome thing is that whether you live in the Twin Cities or not, you can get their coffee beans delivered straight to your door by ordering them online. They even have a subscription service that ensures you never run out of amazing coffee. If you've been looking for some new coffee to try or a way to elevate your normal coffee routine, now's your chance. Head over to wesleyandrews.cc, use the code Empire Radio, that's with a capital E and a capital R with no space at checkout, to get 15% off your first purchase of any bags of coffee or a coffee subscription. I can't think of a better deal. Get 15% off some great coffee, support a small business, and support your favorite Star Wars podcast. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it.
All right. Cool. All right. Before we jump into number one, we should do some
Honorable mentions.
On my list, I had the eating the porg thing.
Oh.
I also think this is kind of like a general one, but like in the Clone Wars, like a lot of funny talk, like quotes and scenes with B1 battle droids.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
just a lot of funny
There's so
ones.
many of them where they
Right.
say stuff and then they blow up like 5 seconds later and
Yeah,
stuff
there's
like that.
there's like one where like there's like in a hallway and it's like Anakin coming down. He's like, let's not even shoot him. We're dead anyway. Anakin just cuts him.
Oh,
in
yeah.
half.
I remember that.
And then like one guy like gets like yeeted off a cliff, and it's just like, why?
There's so many weird ones like that.
Yeah, and
For
then
sure.
also there was just the episode in Clone Wars when Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Count Dooku are captured together and they're tied together, and they have to
Oh,
escape. I think it was like Hondo. Hondo might have captured him or something, or pirates or some sort of pirates. Like they caught him, and they had to like work together to escape. And it's just like the three of them hating each other because they can't. They have to like pin any, which is stupid. They should have just killed Dooku, whatever. But yeah, those are just the ones I was considering. How about you? Have any honorable mentions?
Well, I mentioned one already, but the "We're Here to Rescue You" one is pretty funny.
Yep.
That was a funny moment. Jar Jar, like when he steps
All
on the
his stuff.
poop and stuff, like it's just so funny and so stupid. Like as a child, like I watched that as like when I was a kid, so I thought it was funny. I know that like a lot of like diehards thought it was dumb in the moment because they were like, "Oh, like why is Star Wars like a comedy thing at this point?" But in the moment, like it's a funny moment. They're funny scenes when he just steps on the poop and shakes his foot off and stuff like that. Like those are funny moments. Another one I had down that was funny was the Palpatine has returned. When Poe like says that line in that movie, it's just so like, and
Somehow
he's like, "Oh,
Palpatine returned.
somehow Palpatine returns," and like it was just a funny like awkward. Didn't really make sense at the time for fans and everyone. So when he said it like that, it just kind of fit. Another one I had was I hate when he does that when
it jumps out of the car.
Yeah, when he just jumps out of the car, like in episode 2 or the Clone Wars. So I thought that was that's a classic funny one. And then one that has to be mentioned is when BB-8 gives a thumbs up.
Oh yeah,
that one's a funny one. I remember in the theater laughing at that point because it was funny and like we didn't know he could do stuff like that, and so
right.
it was like a cool droid trick at the time that we didn't know he could do. So
I feel like in the sequel trilogy, like they tried to put funny moments in it on purpose.
For sure.
Where like I feel like in the other two trilogies, it wasn't as
Prominent.
like
Besides
obviously
Jar Jar. Jar was pretty.
yeah, obviously Jar Jar, but like I feel like it was more things were lighthearted, which like fostered like funny things in the
Mhm.
moment, but was kind of like more in passing. But like I think the sequel trilogy is more direct and trying to have funny moments, which
Yeah,
I
like
think was like a weakness in my opinion. But
yes, correct. Because like I think like the whole like when they were playing that chess game or whatever, and you're like, oh, you never like you can never beat a Wookiee or whatever, and like Chewie goes like this. Like that's like a funny moment, but like unintentional
right,
because you don't know how his character is gonna really react. Like, is Chewie really gonna rip your arms out of your socket, or is it kind of like a funny thing? So like that, or like when one I remember was when Leia calls Han in Episode 5 like that long.
oh, you stuck up,
Was it stuck up,
half-witted,
half-witted
scruffy-looking nerf herder.
nerf herder? Like,
Who are you
oh,
calling scruffy-looking?
yeah, like that was a funny scene, but like it was also a very serious moment. She was really mad, but she couldn't swear because like there's no swearing in Star
1980
Wars.
whatever.
So
Too.
like it was just like a funny way of swearing essentially. So like yeah. Like there's like those kind of scenes, like they were there, but it wasn't as intentional as like Chewie roasting a pork on a stick. Or like
Or
or like
like,
that's how the force work. I mean that one kind of works though. That one's kind of like
but also like when we meet Yoda, he's in the little hut and he's just like hitting
hitting stuff and
R2D2 with the stick and going through Luke's backpack or whatever it was.
hey, that's my lunch. He just like tries it and like throws it away and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. All right. Cool. Well, I'm trying to think what your number one is. Give me a hint. What movie is it?
Episode 3. It's not supposed to be a funny
It's
moment.
not supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
I think I know what it is. You want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
What have I done?
No, but that was a good one.
What have I
What have I
done?
done?
No, all right, what was yours?
I have the high ground.
Oh, come on, dude. You think that's funny?
That's a fun. Yes, I do. Because
Oh,
it's so stupid. It's so funny. Like we see the
man.
flip like 3 seconds before the scene over flames of lava on a tiny platform, and then he can't jump over his head. Like, yeah, it's not supposed to be a funny moment at all, but it really is. Like, it's just so stupid. It doesn't really make any
Man,
sense.
you've let the meme overtake you.
I had 2 memes on there. That was one of them. They both had to do with Anakin. But yeah, I don't know. It's a classic meme moment, and I just couldn't not have that as my number one. Like that's the number one spot.
All right. What do you
But
think my number
What
one
have I
is?
done is a really good one though, and I probably should have had that.
All right.
What have I done?
What do you think my number one is?
Okay, I don't know. That's really what movie?
Episode 7.
Definitely has something to do with. Okay. Is it one? No, is that episode 8? When did Kylo break his helmet?
That was episode 8.
Okay, so not that one. Is it when Kylo's just talking to? Well, it's not a meme moment though. It's intentional.
Well, so it was intended to be funny, but it has also become a meme moment.
Is it? What's her name? Like calling Chewie her boyfriend?
No.
But those are those are good classic. Those are funny moments. I totally forgot about that. Now I think I'm like, That is so funny when he's like, "Oh, he's my boyfriend." Like, those are good moments. Those are funny moments in the show that are supposed to be funny because it's so weird, but like also works. I don't know.
You give up?
Yeah.
That's not how the Force works.
Oh man.
Yep, it was the same. What was that your number 2? I think you said it was.
Yeah, that's my number 2. That's good.
So I think it's just probably the funniest moment in the whole movie. But like I also, you didn't mention this, but I like what happens just after that because Chewie says something. And Han's like, "Oh, you're cold," and like Chewie's all cold. That whole scene is
Yeah,
just
that
that same
whole
scene.
scene is you're right. That is a funny
Like,
scene.
I think for me, if the Chewie scene wasn't there, like it wouldn't be as funny. But it's just you know, Finn, this new guy who doesn't know, says the whole use the Force, and it angers him and like whatever. But then like the person he's known forever
is like whining and
complaining about how
'cause he's
cold it is,
cold.
and it annoying him even more. And I
Also,
think,
he is a walking carpet, and he
Yeah.
should never be cold.
so yeah, that's my
Yeah, dude, there's so many good. I'm trying to think of any more good Hondo and Chewie moments that are just like. There's
I don't
probably
know.
some in the Solo movie too that I'm just not thinking about.
Well, there's the shower scene in the Solo movie.
Oh yeah,
There's that. Just like so, what's your name? Chewbacca. I'm not calling you that all the time. We're gonna get you a nickname or something like that. Yeah, but there's tons of stuff from Clone Wars that I'm forgetting about.
oh yeah, and
so-
Rebels.
And Rebels. There's a lot of funny stuff. There's all
Not
kinds of
really
stuff that
too
we're missing.
much funny stuff in Mando.
There's funny stuff. There's like, but it's all Grogu stuff, which is annoying. Like
Grogu eating a frog in the corner.
that.
He was like eating the frog lady's child.
Oh god!
Like,
Like her species is like this is the end of her species,
and this boy's just eating the eggs. It wasn't even like a funny moment. It was just like,
morbid.
what are we doing
morbid.
right now? It was like so sad almost because you felt for this couple. Meanwhile, Grogu's over there just eating the eggs, and you're like, why are we doing this right now? It wasn't even like a funny thing. It was more like, why is that in the writing? Like, what are we doing?
Right. All right. Cool.
But a funny one in Mando, and I don't think it's intentional. But then when we saw that throne room, and it was Lizzo and Jack Black as a
Oh
couple,
gosh,
that was a funny moment.
I hate that episode so much.
I love that episode.
That's probably
It's
the
just
worst.
like, what the heck?
That's probably the worst live action
No
episode of Star Wars we've ever
way.
gotten. Name one worse than that.
Live
A single
action?
episode, a live action episode. You got 3 seasons of Mando. You got Boba Fett. You got Ahsoka. You have Andor.
Oh, dude, one we
Obi-Wan.
forgot. Okay,
What?
I can't really think right now. But one that we forgot that was one of the funniest moments of all of Star Wars that I'm really mad at. I forgot about it, and it should be on my list. If anything, it's like my number 1. But I can't change it now. But that scene in episode 8 when those scout troopers have Grogu and they're shooting the rock and they're missing
the can or whatever.
It's like so good because it's like telling us that they're horrible at shooting. Like that was such a funny moment. Like
I guess itself it's funny, but it's also like I like the fact that the creators of Star Wars, like the writers and stuff, they're taking something that's a fan meme, like a fan joke, something that people all know, and they let the fans enjoy
yeah.
that. Like it's something like they like are in on the joke. Like
And no red buff, not when he punches Grogu. That was not a funny moment.
well, the first time seeing it, no, but now since I'm over Grogu, like I get it. Like
No.
he bit his
That was
finger.
bad.
Like
That was like a whole he wailed on Grogu's face.
well, and then when IG-11 comes up and destroys those 2 scout troopers, like
yeah.
breaks his arm and
grabs a one and
pushes him
like
down.
slams him and breaks the freaking speeder bike in half with his body. But like when they're sitting there, they're shooting, and he's like, "Oh, let me try," and they're all missing, and they think the gun's broken.
He's like shaking it. It sounds like a paint can.
Yeah, that was a really funny moment. That like honestly, it can replace my number one as I have the high ground.
What's his name? It
was Taika Waititi that wrote that one.
Right, but what was the?
It was like, wasn't it? What's
the guy? Apollo Creed. No, the guy.
Horrible at names.
You know what I'm talking about? Who's the guy? The black guy.
I don't know.
I can't even think of his name. But when he's like, do the magic hand thing.
Oh yeah, that was a funny one.
What was his name?
Oh shoot. Chat. Come on.
What? I can't believe we can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know.
The guild leader. He ends up becoming like the governor. Carl Weathers, yeah, but what's this character's name?
Grief Karga. Right?
Grief Karga? No.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe, I don't know. I can't even. There's so many names. Grief Karga. Grief Karga. Grief. That sounds close enough. Yeah, we'll go with that. I think that's.
Wait, we can't go with that. We need to know.
All right, I'll just Google it.
I think it's right.
This is like our biggest failure.
It's one of them. Definitely top 5 failures of Empire Radio podcast.
Yeah, it is Grief Karga.
Yay! I got one.
Okay. I was like, I can't believe I can't remember his name. Like, what the heck? But
I'm surprised I got that right. That's a pat on the back right there.
So those are top 5. If you were,
I'm switching my high ground one, so we're not meme only. The shooting of the one, that's the best.
As you're changing your answer,
I'm changing my top one, and I'm allowed to because my top one was I have the high ground, and it shouldn't be a meme moment. Okay. That was an intentional, funny moment, and it was hilarious at the time. And I remember I was sitting at your couch, and we were dying laughing. During this.
We were at your house.
Was it?
For the finale. Yeah, your old one.
Either way, we were dying laughing at that scene.
That was such a good. That's like top 5 favorite Star Wars like memories of like watching Star Wars. Because when that Darksaber came out, you and I both stood up. We were screaming and hooting and hollering. And then we were yelling, and I was like, we couldn't believe what we just saw. Type of thing.
And we watched it again, and I'm pretty sure we laughed again in that moment.
Probably.
That was a good moment. Yep, that's my top one. That's my number one.
All right.
Sorry, I have the high ground. That will just be a meme forever. We'll go top 5 meme moments next.
We already did meme moments.
Oh, was I had the high ground not on one?
I don't remember. We've done so many. This is episode 236. I can't remember anything anymore. But anyway, that's our top 5 funny moments in Star Wars. So now that that's done, let's transition over to everyone's favorite time of every episode, voicemail time.
It's voicemail time.
All right, cool. Well, we have 3 voicemails. I thought we were going to get a ton because we were off for 2 weeks. But that's okay. What?
Everyone was off for 2 weeks. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah. People were busy.
Which is why we were off for 2 weeks.
Yep. But we have 2 from Elias and then 1 from Garrett. So let's take a listen to the first one from Elias.
Hello, Empire Radio. It's Elias back with another question. And would you rather have $1 billion or live in the Wild West? I'd personally pick to live in the Wild West because cowboys are like awesome, and I love cowboy movies and stuff. But anyway, yeah, this is my question. So, bye.
Okay. We love you sending in, but that was those 2 options was not as
Elias, those do not line up properly, and this is why.
That's $1 billion.
$1 billion. Elias.
There is nothing about the Wild West that we're not making fun of you. Like we're just.
This is an oh honey moment. Like your mom is probably listening to this podcast, and she's like, "Why would you?"
It's so
Vegas
dangerous
already
out there.
has $1 billion. Like I don't know, but
It's way too dangerous in the Wild Wild West. There's no medicine. There's no law or order
there's no
out there.
bathroom. Everyone crapped all over the place in the Wild
And
Wild
it's
West.
super hot out there. There's no air conditioning.
There's so many reasons why I would not pick Wild West.
And if you with $1 billion, you could just make
Your old version of the
a
Wild
Wild
West.
Wild West like neighborhood that you could live in.
And you can just shoot random things. Like the
Yeah.
cool thing about Wild West is you can have a gun and no one's gonna question. And a lot of times you could kill someone and it doesn't matter. Sure.
That's
And
a
you're right,
plus.
horses. I
What are you
don't know.
doing, Drew?
I don't know.
Empire Radio does not condone the killing of anyone for any reason.
Yeah.
We
Like
don't
I don't know.
support-
I'm trying to think of like pluses. And yes, the shows are cool. The shows are really dope. Like there's a lot of good movies and shows that talk about the Wild Wild West and how it was a grand old time. But what they don't mention is that they're pooping all over the place.
It's so
And it smells like
unsanitary
a
back then.
sewer everywhere, and there's horse crap everywhere, and like there's a lot of issues. And then yeah, people died at 30. Like an old person was like 35. Like
Right.
me and Jeremiah would be dead or close to it right now from diseases, from I don't even know. Like
Getting shot up by bandits or something. Like
yeah, Jeremiah talked to someone more sternly, and then he didn't sell the right piece of meat, and he's dead. Like there's so many scenarios where, yeah, $1 billion.
I'd take $1 billion. Sorry, Arias.
Sorry, bro. I'm taking $1
But
billion.
if you want to do the Wild Wild West, yes, more power to you.
If you would have said
but-
like 100, I was gonna say 100,000, I would still take honestly any amount of money over going back in time to see the murdering of a bunch of people.
Now, what's the furthest back you'd be willing to go in time to like actually permanently live there?
To live?
Like you can't go back to the future. Like you have to go back and you're stuck there and you have to live the rest of your life moving forward.
That's a good
Like-
question.
Because like even if you go back to like 1970, like you don't have internet, you don't have video games. Like,
I would. There's a simpler life about like having a ranch and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like there's a
Right.
time where it's just like yes, like going out in the middle of nowhere and living and not having a bunch of distractions. Yes, but I don't think the Wild Wild West was that time.
Right.
So I don't know. Like
Then also you got like medicine and medical advances wouldn't exist back then.
yeah, I think like a time that would be interesting to go back to would just go back to be at the release of episode 4.
1978.
Yes.
Then you have to watch Star Wars. Like,
And
dude,
this, no. This is why you can watch Star Wars. You could also invest in Apple.
yeah,
right
that's
away.
the thing. Like, you could go back to the 70s or 80s and then wait for certain companies to like invest in and like just go in and buy like
As much as
many
possible.
shares as ever. Like, you could do like
there's so many scenarios where you can just or bet on sporting events, like literally like Back to the Future, like
right.
and just like this probably like in the 70s somehow figure out a way to work with ILM or like just as a trash boy something to get my
Like,
foot in
you'd
the
want
door.
to invest in Apple and Microsoft.
Yep.
You'd probably want to like invest in some like oil companies or something. And like even like things like telecommunications,
Amazon.
like AT&T or something like
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Like, or even honestly, like Chipotle. Like I looked up like stocks. Like I was looking up whatever. Like oh, what's like Google stocks or whatever. It's like $100 some or something. And like you go to Chipotle, it's like $2,000 a stock. Like
Yeah, because there's a time where it was super cheap before like McDonald's bought Chipotle. And then it blew up because it was supposed to be like the healthier fast food version. And that's where McDonald's was leaning towards because they got so much pushback from what's that fat movie? That guy did?
Super Size Me.
Yeah. and then they sold Chipotle, and now it's his own company now. But like investing in Chipotle right away would have been a good one. There's so many investments like that, like you were
Bitcoin.
saying. Yeah. And get out, get
well,
in and get out.
well, even now it's still like what, 20 some $1,000 or
Yeah,
something. Like you're still like way
it's
up there. It's not as high as it was. Like it wasn't like 35 or something like that at one point, or $50,000 or something for a Bitcoin. But
yeah. Invest in vaccine companies before COVID.
invest in toilet paper before COVID.
Buy a toilet paper company. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I wouldn't go too far back. I don't think, but there's a lot of cool things back. I would go back in time in the '70s and buy like old cars and just sit on them forever.
Yes, put them in a garage and put a tarp over them, and
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I want to go too far back, only because of like you said, like medical advances and the struggle of life. But honestly, but also living a chill life would be kind of cool in the middle of nowhere. But
yeah. All right. Cool, Elias. Well, that was your first one, Elias. So let's take a listen to your second one.
Hello, Empire Radio. I'm here with another question. And that question is, what's your favorite type of ice cream?
Ooh.
I mean, I like chocolate. That's kind of my go-to thing. But I do like sherbet. I don't know if that really counts as ice cream, but it's kind of
sherbet.
the same
Oh.
thing. So yeah, that's my question. And I hope you have a good day and all that. And bye.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Your accent's coming through thick these days, my
Okay,
man.
it's not necessarily okay. You said sherbet. There's a lot of people that do say sherbet, but here in
Really?
Minnesota we say sherbet.
But no, there's a twang to that when he said it though.
I
He
don't know.
said
I don't know.
sherbet.
I'm always just like mesmerized by how low his voice is.
Yeah, but I feel like it's lower than it was
At Empire Con, I
at
don't know,
Empire Con. I don't know.
but yeah, I consider sherbet ice cream.
No,
But I don't think there's
it's not.
cream in it though, so
Yeah, it's
it's
not.
not dairy. So
But it's not shaved ice either.
I still consider it ice cream.
I
But
love sherbet actually though.
I haven't had sherbet in a long time.
I haven't either, but there was a while
I don't even know. Like
when I went through
I
a
don't even
sherbet
even
kick.
see it like in this ice cream aisle.
It's always
Like,
in Cub Foods, bro.
I'd have to like
The tubs,
look for it. I get
all orange one.
Oh, all orange sherbet. You don't get like the
Oh,
rainbow
I get the
color
mix,
one.
but I'm just saying there's always an all orange one in Cub Foods.
Yeah, the orange one's pretty good.
I do like the mix though.
But I like
like
the
the
sherbet
strawberry
in like
sherbet.
in punch. That's
Oh yeah,
that's
like a
good stuff.
sparkling sherbet drink.
Yeah, like it's like Kool-Aid, Sprite, and then
Mhm.
sherbet.
Oh,
But I haven't had carbonated. I don't know if I drink that. I haven't had carbonated
you would.
beverage, dude. I
Just
don't know.
give it a shot. It does have caffeine.
I know, but I haven't had caffeine or carbonated beverage in 6 years now. But anyway, favorite ice cream.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted applause for that.
No, but favorite ice cream. So,
Ice cream.
well, one I should say. Okay, first favorite
Brand?
brand of ice cream, Edie's. Edie's is the best brand of ice cream out there. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't know my brands enough to.
It's the circle one with like the white and brown like stripes up and down. EDYS. Edie's. That's my for the longest time. It's been my favorite
Let me look it up.
brand of ice cream ever since I was like a kid. But like Edie's, they have like this kind of like a
How do you spell
like
it?
EDYS or apostrophe S.
Oh, that's your favorite?
Dude, it's so good. And like they have like this like subset of flavors. It's called the Rocky Road Collection,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like these special like flavors that they do. They have some really good ones. And I always it's my kryptonite. It's like my favorite. Like I haven't bought ice cream in a long time because I used to eat so much ice cream.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a while there.
I was buying ice cream every week and going through like a whole like tub of ice cream a
By
week
yourself.
by myself, and I'm like, this is
As
not.
your guilty pleasure.
And it's like when Edie's was on sale for like $3 or $3.50 a tub, like I'd always buy like 2 at a time, and just keep buying it. And then like I'll just get other brands, but yeah. So I always go with like a chocolate something.
Mm-hmm.
I like vanilla bean, not vanilla or French vanilla, but like a vanilla bean with
Is good.
like with a little like white speck or the black specks in it with like the vanilla bean specks in it. Cookies and cream. You can't go wrong with cookies and cream.
What about mint?
No.
You're not mint coffee guy or tea?
Mint ice cream.
Ice cream.
I can sometimes it's okay. Like
I enjoy
mint
it, but
chocolate
like I
chip.
don't like seek it. Stephanie's
Right.
sister loves mint ice cream. We always do like Dairy Queen cakes for everyone's birthday.
Oh yeah, dude. How do you eat a slice of ice cream cake from Dairy Queen? What is your process? I always ask people this.
Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna answer this wrong. I eat it like a normal piece of cake.
Oh no!
Oh,
First you eat the vanilla ice cream. Get that crap out of the way.
Okay.
Then you eat.
Tear it apart.
Then you eat the chocolate ice cream.
What about the crunchy part?
And then you finish with the crunchy fudge center.
How do you eat a cupcake? There's only one right answer for this one.
Well, if you say tear off the bottom and put it on top, no, screw you, dude.
Yeah, it's a sandwich, man.
Yeah, okay. If you have to do that, there's too much icing on.
I thought you said too much effort. I'm like, yeah, taking apart a cake, 3 different layers is a lot of effort.
Because you have a plate there or a bowl, you can just eat it easily. But like,
you eat pretty fast too, so it's probably.
I don't like. If there's a lot of frosting on it, then maybe I'll do break the bottom off and put on. Or if I'm in a hurry or something. But if there's like an adequate amount of frosting, I'll just eat it like bite by bite.
My favorite ice cream, I think, I don't know, so many good peanut butter ice creams. But like, if I'm at like a typical grocery store, like Foods, and I'm just buying, like you can go to like the fancy ice cream places, and they always have like really good ice cream, right?
Right.
Like, have you ever been to Royal Street Kitchen, like their sister's ice cream store? I should take you one day. I think you would like it. But they have like Fruity Pebble ice cream and like every single thing, and then they have like every month they switch out their ice creams and stuff like that. They're always switching their flavors, but the Cam's Caribou coffee ice cream is my favorite by far. And
coffee flavor one. Oh, okay.
I hate Caribou coffee. Like I hate the coffee, but the ice cream coffee, so good. And I always take it home and like add a scoop of peanut butter to it, and it's like.
Have you been to that? There's that place up here. It's like a chain. It's where they like painted the ice cream on like the cold thing, and like they scrape it into like the rolls. The rolled ice cream, is that what they call it?
Dude, I hate that crap.
Why?
Have you had it?
Yeah.
Because it's just too cold and it's just fondled too much. I don't know.
Here's the thing. If you wait 5 minutes, all those curls that they put in there, it all melts on into one glob anyway, and it's like regular ice cream.
Yeah. So when
you're paying for a gimmick.
But
like
gimmick.
They have a lot of different flavors, mix and match things that you can.
Like Dippin' Dots.
I don't think I've ever had Dippin' Dots.
Oh, the worst.
Really?
I hate Dippin' Dots because it's like freaking dried ice cream. So it's like super cold on your teeth, and it's just not good. And then you have to like suck on it for a while, and then it finally becomes the texture of ice cream, and you can eat it. Okay, the chat right now said like I don't like ice cream cake, and I or just cake in general. And then 5 seconds later, do you say you like Dippin' Dots? Dude,
Garrett, get out. We're not playing your voicemail. We're done.
No, bro, that's a super get out on that one. Come on, dude. You like Dippin' Dots, but not ice cream cake? Like, What kind of American are you? You're probably not. I don't
No,
know.
I'm pretty sure he is a pro
Oh,
American.
Yeah. But yeah, coffee ice cream is always like a go-to, but not toffee. Not a toffee.
What about
Because there's always a coffee ice cream that has toffee in it, and it's just no, that's not it.
how do you feel about Culver's frozen custard?
I like it. It's fine.
Dude, they had this thing over the
I prefer
summer.
Dairy Queen, like, or not Dairy Queen. Wendy's
Oh, Frosties.
Frosties.
Dude, but they had this thing at Culver's. It was just like a summer seasonal thing. It was their smoothies. So it
Mm.
was lemon ice mixed with vanilla frozen custard, and then you could pick fruit to be like
Added
mixed in
into
with
it.
it. Dude, it was good, dude. I was eating that. I was so surprised at how good that was.
Really?
It was light. It was super good. It was like mixed between with like the lemon
Mhm.
ice and the vanilla ice cream with the. I had blueberries and raspberries
Ooh.
mixed in. I think,
Oh,
dude, and you had like 10 different fruits that you could have up to like pick 2 of 10
it's
to
only
get
for
mixed
like
in.
a summer.
Yeah, it was a summer smoothie. So
Dang.
next summer,
You're gonna go there a lot.
I go there a lot. I'll go there for that. And it was like they
Also, the best ice cream I've ever had, and this is like the most.
it's from Italy, gelato, blah blah blah.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
Dude, there was it what is that coffee cake thing? Tiramisu gelato ice cream. Oh,
From
Steph,
Italy.
we were in Italy when we had it, but my wife still like swears by that. And, like she like wants it so bad. And it's so good. Like gelato, there's gelato stands all over Europe and Italy and Paris, and they're so good. And they like they're frozen. I don't know what it's called. It's like more. It's kind of like more like a sherbet kind of like fruity, not ice cream, but has like a kind of same texture. But it's not shaved ice. It's kind of weird how to explain it. But those are always I always love to get like the really sour lemon and lime ones. Oh, they're so good, dude. You would love them.
No,
I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to try their shaved ice because apparently it's like you're supposed to try that. So I'll let you know if that wins. But
no, what we're forgetting though. We can't forget about like the Looney Tunes ice cream from the ice cream truck.
oh, dude, the ice cream trucks.
When
When you get one in their
Sonic,
eyes, like
you got like
eye
Sonic,
rays,
and
yeah.
like
The
the
Teenage
eyeballs are
Mutant Ninja
like
Turtles,
the eyeballs are like
SpongeBob. Oh yeah,
like
dude.
all
Oh
messed
yeah.
up and like is gum. Like the
We
eyeballs are
we
gum.
always still have one that drives by our house. And I remember last summer, the first one drove by. It was probably still snow on the ground, honestly. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. And we heard it, and Miles was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh, it's ice cream truck." And we took Miles to it, and he was just like,
This is the craziest thing
what is
ever.
this? What are we doing?" Like,
I thought Paw Patrol was great, but this is
like
better.
he was like so confused, and he didn't even like ice cream then. So this summer, I think is gonna change because he's finally liking like ice cream and popsicles, and yeah. But he used to hate like sweet stuff, and now he like loves yummy, yummy. That's what he said. He rubbed his belly. It's so funny, dude. But yeah.
All right, I think we've exhausted our ice cream.
Well, that's funny because isn't Minnesota like the most consumed ice cream state?
I have no idea.
I
Either
think
that
it
or
is,
Wisconsin. I feel like
which is
Wisconsin would be more.
funny
but-
though because we're the coldest two states.
Except for now, this is the worst Christmas ever. No
Bro,
snow,
it was
50 degrees.
55 on Christmas.
That was stupid. I
It was
was so
so
mad.
dumb.
This is stupid.
I've never wanted snow. I went snowboarding on Saturday.
I saw
dude.
your reels, yeah.
It's like snowboarding
Fake
on
snow.
ice, bro. It's just ice. Like it was so dumb. Like there's one point I was going down the hill, snowboarding, and I hit because we got there it was like 40 degrees, and it got hotter and hotter and hotter. By the time we left, it was 50, and we're going
Are
down.
you sweating?
Oh,
like
I was in a
crazy?
hoodie. I was just straight up in a hoodie. No, I was in a hoodie. I was in like my hockey jersey. Like I just brought a hockey jersey I found in the trunk of my Jeep, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna throw this on. Like it was hot. That was like if we had a lot of snow and then it was hot like that, it would be perfect for snowboarding, right? But we had like it was all man-made snow too, so it was like
Shaved ice.
yeah, honestly, it was. So I got to a point, and then I hit a bunch of like loose ice, and then I hit this like a slit, like a sleet. No, that's not the right word.
Slope?
No, it was just straight up ice,
Oh.
like a sheet of ice.
Sheet
That's
of
the
okay.
word. I hit it, and like my front of my snowboard caught an edge, and I just ate it. Like I went like face first, and I felt like this, and I punched myself right in the throat, like super hard, and then I rolled, and then like my brother-in-law was behind me, and he pulls up, he's like, "Are you good?" I was like, "Oh, I can't breathe!" Like I literally couldn't breathe. It took all the wind out of my chest, and then the next morning, I felt like I was lifting all day. Like my arms were sore, like my back is aching. My foot was like kind of tingly numb, and I'm like, did I break my neck? And I didn't know. Like I just thought I was dying inside. So yeah, don't go snowboarding until it's like real snow.
Right.
That's the moral of that story. But
all right, thank you, Elias, for your 2 questions or 2 voicemails.
The second one's a little better than the first question,
but both are valid.
Both were fun.
All right. Well, last up is our voicemail from Garrett. And what happened last time? Did he escape the huts?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Now that I know he doesn't like ice cream cake, I don't know.
We'll see.
I think he did. I don't know.
We'll
We'll find
Garrett's up to these days. Let's take a listen.
Hey, Empire Radio. It's Garrett. Boy, oh boy, what a crazy couple of weeks it's been. I think last we spoke, I was still fighting my way out of Jabba's palace. I was able to find Panther, and we got out of there okay. And as it turns out, a bunch of the people that were there that got caught in the crossfire ended up having bounties on their heads. So I'm going to take them and see if I can collect on some of them. But other than that, I heard you guys were making the podcast tonight about funniest moments in Star Wars. And one of my favorite funniest moments is in the background of Revenge of the Sith when the clones show up to help Obi-Wan fight Grievous. The one of the clones is fighting a droid and he loses his gun. And they're close quarters, so he punches him in the face. Then he pulls his arm back because he's hitting metal, like it hurt. That's one of my favorite funniest moments. And I just hope you guys had a good holiday and see you next week.
All right, cool. Who's Panther? Do we know Panther? Do we know who Panther is?
I was like, Panther? There's a slang for something. That's part of his ship.
Is that what it is?
He's in the chat, so he can help us out.
I was like, a loaf cat. Do we know you had a loaf cat?
How have I missed this? Did we miss this last week?
I can't remember. I don't remember. Found him on Tatooine.
We'll take him back.
There's a loaf cat on Tatooine. That sucks for that guy.
It's hot.
All right, cool. Did he have a question? I don't think there was a question.
It was a while ago, dude. I don't remember that.
I don't know. It was just, I remember that little clip from Revenge of the Sith. That
was a good one.
Clone punching That's funny. It's in the background. Definitely a funny moment. All right, cool. Well, that's everything for tonight. We should mention, I think we've been mentioning it the last few episodes, but just for the listeners who are prepping for our content coming next couple months. So, one, you will be seeing soon in the coming week or two a YouTube exclusive movie review of Rebel Moon on Netflix. Zach is basically described as like a Zack Snyder Star Wars movie, kind of. So we're going to be doing a review of that. It'll be only on YouTube for YouTube exclusive. So go check that out when that's up. We are also having a couple of books that we're going to be reading. We're going to do the next High Republic book, The Eye of Darkness, or whatever it's called.
I got it.
You got it? Finally?
I found it at Barnes & Noble in the Mall of America.
Nice.
I'm going to read that on my 16-hour flight to Hawaii.
Fun. I've meant to start reading it this past weekend, but I haven't yet. But yeah, so we'll be doing that on the 24th of January. We'll be doing a book review with that. And yep, there it is.
I'm excited.
And then
the cover looks sick.
In February for Valentine's Day, we will be doing Dark Disciple. So,
I have not found that yet.
dude, so you have to.
I'm gonna get the
Don't
paper one. I don't care.
Dude.
Did you find the hardcover?
I bought a hardcover off
eBay?
eBay.
How much was it?
With tax
Shipping.
and shipping, it was like $48.
Oh god.
It was like new condition, and it's I actually got it right here. It's actually really good condition too. So, like, I'm happy with the quality. But
It's just so crazy because that book, I remember
asked
it being in the store like crazy.
the guy. It was originally listed for $50, and I talked the guy down to sell it to me for $40. So, but I just can't do paperback books, dude. I can't.
I just wanted I really wanted the hardcover for High Republic because I already have all the other ones in the hardcover.
Right.
It just sucks because this is gonna weigh a lot, so hopefully I don't have to check in a bag or why. It's like
Right. So we got those two books, but we're also going to be going over Star Wars Resistance seasons 1 and 2. So we'll be doing those over a span of 3 episodes. Just talking about that. So season 1 will be 2 episodes, and then the final season 2 will be 1 episode, and those will kind of be spread out. So if you haven't watched that show, go check that out. It's on Disney Plus. It's a show that's kind of missed. A lot of people don't watch, but I still think it's worth watching, and we're going to go over it. So been long overdue because we're knocking on 4 years of Empire Radio. Can you believe that? 4 years almost. And so we haven't done
like 5
Resistance
years
yet.
in total almost.
Yeah, so it's definitely something to be excited to talk about since we haven't talked about it yet. So yeah, so
I need to start watching that.
get caught up on Rebel Moon, Star Wars Resistance, The Dark Eye, and Dark Disciple. And yeah, more the merrier.
Oh, and there's gonna be an EU with Andrew too.
EU with Andrew, that should be
next week.
We should be recording next week.
Live streams next week.
Live stream for that, but we're probably going to delay the release of that on publishing that out just because we're probably going to do the post movie review.
So if you want an early live action, live release of that, make sure you come to the live stream on twitch.tv/Empire Radio. You want to catch that live. If not, you're going to wait a week to listen to it.
Oh, we're doing a live stream of that movie review?
No, I'm talking about well, we could. I don't care.
No, we don't want to do that. But so we should say that Drew's going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the weeks that we're filling the empty spot is with this movie review. So, and then we got a surprise for another week that we're gonna wait to kind of reveal what the surprise is for the 17th episode on the 17th that we're doing a surprise. So,
but you guys want these book reviews, so we're bringing them to you. And one of these days, Jeremiah will read Lost Star, and then
I think we're doing
apologize to me.
Valentine's 2025. I think that's what I agreed to.
If there is a freaking show during that time next year, I'm gonna be so annoyed. You have no idea.
Well, then we'll have to do 2026. 2026.
I'm just saying, right. Jeremiah will eat his words one of these days. It's gonna be awesome.
Well,
yeah.
Don't hold your breath. All right, let's go over some social media and we can get out of here. If you want to connect with Empire Radio more than just watching us or listening to us, go in the description, click the link, the links.co/Empire Radio. It's a link spelled with 2 I's. Click that. It's a landing page for everything Empire Radio. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Join the Discord. There's a link for the Discord. Go join the Discord. If you want to send a voicemail, if you've never sent in a voicemail, what's stopping you? Click the link, send us a voicemail. We'd love to hear from you, especially if you're new. There's our fan email. So if you want to just send us an email, we check those every day. So go do that. And the needlesslynerdy.com entertainment network, go check that out. That's a network that we're part of that has all kinds of other podcasts and articles and stuff. So if you like nerdy content, go check out needlesslynerdy.com. And I think that's everything.
Yeah.
So next week, we should be doing a live stream of in the EU with Andrew, which will be probably delayed a week being published. But yeah, look forward to that. And yeah, so this is the last episode of 2023. So
Oh yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're excited for 2024 with all what's going to happen with that. We should be getting 4 shows in 2024. So
Cross our fingers.
I'm still hoping for
Still haven't got a
a
trailer.
trailer for Skeleton Crew, but who knows?
One day.
Hopefully that doesn't come out like when you're in
When I'm
Hawaii,
in Hawaii.
or on our book review day, because we have a special guest to join us for that episode.
Well, it'd just be really annoying while I'm in Hawaii because I can't do a live react. Like I can't do a reaction video.
You can
Which
still do it
always
on your
do.
phone. Like it wouldn't be.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, but it's still better than nothing. I'd take a vote for you to do it on your phone. You could watch it on. You can bring a laptop.
No.
No? Well, okay. Well, Stephanie, you could take one cell phone and record your reaction. You'd be watching it on another phone.
But then editing it. Can I send you it and you can edit for me?
Sure, why not?
All right.
I know it took you like 3 days to figure out how to send me a video one time. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
Email it.
Well,
but-
Stephanie has a new selfie camera.
Yeah.
It's literally like this big. It's a Canon camera, and then like the top goes up for selfies, and then it's like literally meant for that, but it's by Canon, so it's like really what she wanted for Christmas for Hawaii. It's like designed to do like vlog content on, so I can do it on there, and it'll be in 4K. The quality would be good, but then editing the background of my, you know how it is.
I can figure it out.
You can figure it out for me.
All right. Cool. Well,
But hopefully it doesn't come out.
hopefully, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. Whatever the Star Wars throws at us, we'll figure out something. So,
Alrighty.
all right, cool. Well, you've been listening to another top 5-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah,
I'm Drew.
and may the Force be with you.
Always.